Welcome to Kitten's Catnip. Today's story is called Anni and Mosity. This is an audiobook given to you by Kitten. So if you look back and love what you have, you may see this differently. No one really knows how it feels when regret has a hold. Because denial can creep in your ear and tell you everything you want to hear. Most of the time, being in our heads doesn't quite cut it when you're your own worst enemy. Anni and Mosity performed for the first time at the Mask Ball in inner city Georgetown. It was the first time anyone had any way of loving Anni. She was very outspoken, as lovely as she could be. You'd think she'd have a lover, but no, Mosity was the one who had it going on. Their play was very captivating and rambunctious, lively and timeless. Surprisingly enough, Mosity wasn't nervous at all. Anni loved pointing out issues, but only to fix them. So it was a little harder for Anni to perform. But I digress. They were both encouraging and strong performers. Maybe they had a gift. As the sun was setting and the chill of the night set in, the two girls after the performance began to head home. "It's nice that we're the talk of the town," said Anni. Mosity offered information and rebuttal. "Maybe it would have been better if the smoking man on the street didn't try to sneak in the back door." Anni was shocked. "We were performing. How did you even see that?" "The security guard. He was the one pushing someone out. I asked him who it was, and he told me that the guy had been trying to get in without paying for weeks," Mosity replied. "As he was being pushed out, I saw his face, and I recognized him." Anni instantly became nervous. Trying to tell herself to calm down. But her anxiety took over, so she decided to respond. "Do you feel what I feel?" Mosity was also worried. "I want to, just to get some clarity in my head." Anni adjusted herself in the seat and began to vent critically, out loud. "So, let's say that the guy was never going to do anything harmful. What would be stopping him from coming back?" Mosity had a moment where she didn't quite know what to do. For the first time in her life, all she wanted was to be sure of her safety, and for her sister to not have to worry. "I want you to know that we have security guards here. I think we will just be fine." Anni began to shake her head. He was trying to push the guard to get in the door, right?" "Yes," Mosity answered. "That means he was trying to force his way in." Mosity decided to cope and suffice for the moment. "Listen, the guards are here, and when we get home, there will be two of us. He'll be outnumbered either way. We'll be fine. I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat." "We worked really hard today. Come on, no time for worry, no space for hate." Mosity pondered for the longest time, trying to figure out how much of a threat this man actually was. Anni had a fear of life naturally. Opportunity was a gatekeeper of anxiety for Anni. No one ever really knew how Mosity felt, and Annie wore her heart on her sleeve. But for the first time in a long time, these girls were opposite people on the same page. After the conversation, Annie began to pack her things up and grab her purse. Mosity had already packed her things, but she began to write down in her head what she wanted to eat. As they were heading out the door, there was a slight crowd outside giving off a comfortable energy. No one really knew anything about the man trying to get in the door, and the night was still young, so they decided to go to the restaurant. As they entered the place ready to eat, they noticed that there were not that many people in there. So when they heard a strange noise when the door had already been shut behind them, it caught both of their attention. The man they saw at the place they were at before was there, but they did not see him the same way they saw him before. It was simply a shadow of the person that they had saw before. A silhouette that was silent and calm. Annie decided to be cautious. Why is he standing there around the corner like that? Mosity immediately turned and asked the employee that was standing nearby, "Do you know who that man is?" she asked nervously. The employee came to the counter and looked to the door. "I don't see anyone." Annie became angry. "There is no way that you do not see him." The employee appeared to be confused very easily. The employee went around the counter, stood outside the door. She looked to the left, looked to the right, turned around, standing right next to the shadow. "I really think the person you're waiting for is not here." I really hope that you'll be waiting for part 2. It's fun having you guys listen to me. See you around.